There we go. Alrighty. I am going to see. Wow, that is clear. Nice. That's awesome. I'm going to see how I can connect my headphones to this because I have a brand new laptop and I just had to figure out that I don't even have my Wi-Fi set up here. I don't have my Bluetooth set up. I am doing this all on the fly. So we got some people tuning in. Come say what's up. Come say hi. We got Dr. Chris, myself, in the house today. And we're going to be doing some fun stuff a little bit, I guess, about me, getting to know me. We're doing a little series right now where each of the docs are going on one by one and talking about us as a person. Take the doctor hat off and removed and going in on just Chris, not necessarily Dr. Chris. So say what's up. Say hi. I want to know who I'm hanging out with. How does my audio sound? Does this sound clear? You guys getting a bunch of background noise? I haven't even, like I said, this is a new laptop for me. My original laptop petered out on me about a week ago, and I don't have anything connected. I don't even know how to hook up Bluetooth headphones. How to hook up Bluetooth headphones. Maybe I don't need it. Tammy says I'm sounding good. And we're just going to roll without headphones today. If anything comes up, let me know. I'll see if we can fix it on the fly. But who's Chris? When you take the doctor hat off, before I get going, I would love, if you got, what kind of question would you want to know about what me, I guess. What question would you like to learn? What's something you would like to know about what I got going? I know Grant last week, he talked a lot about his background and school and baseball and college and what he kind of pursued. As you can tell, I got some pics in the background. I'm into photography, and I really love national parks and just landscape photography. So my Check Suite office has a bunch of pictures I've taken. I have a digital frame that has a lot of photos I've taken throughout the years. I have a goal of going to all the U.S. national parks and enough international national parks to make it to 100. So my goal is to get to 100 national parks. I've been, I think, 27 or 28 total. I've been to, I think, 23 or 24 U.S. national parks. So I'm approaching 25, which would be a cool number to hit. 20 was a cool number to hit. My most recent one was Arches National Park, and I actually just got a picture printed for this gap here, which was this. So this is going to end up going right here. Something like that. And so it's the same size as this one. This is London Bridge from a couple years ago. This is Golden Gate Bridge from home. I'm from California. And this guy's going up. I literally took this a few weeks ago in July. My parents and I did a baseball trip to a Cubs game, White Sox game, Brewers game, and a Cardinals game. So obviously I have a baseball background, and I love baseball, love seeing games. My parents and I, we've talked about doing that kind of a trip for a long time, just knocking out like 4 ballparks and 3-4 ballparks on a trip. And we finally made it happen. So I told my dad that I want to see a Cardinals game this year. Dad, Terry was at Arches at the St. Louis Arch on Sunday. Oh, that's awesome. That was impressive. I'll tell you what, seeing it was one thing, but being directly underneath it and looking up at the sheer scale of the thing was impressive. I was pretty mind blown by that. And the museum underneath was really cool. We took the little elevator up, and we went and saw from above down, which was a cool view. So all that stuff was super enjoyable. The best national parks I've been to. So I'm originally from California. I grew up just an hour outside of San Francisco, about 40 miles or so east in a town called Pleasant Hill. It's kind of like when I explain where I am, I tell people, oh, Utah. Okay, so Arches, yeah. I went to Arches in 2019 in Moab, and it was sick. It was super awesome. That was a really cool national park, seeing the Arches. One of my favorite hikes of all time is Fiery Furnace. You have to get a pass. Yeah, they only allow 75 people in per day. You have to get a pass, and there's no trail. There's just arrows telling you where to go, and you basically have to find the next arrow. And the guide at the ranger where you buy your ticket, you don't have a guide. You go by yourself or whoever you're with. And she was basically like, you're going to get lost at least once. Just accept it. And when you do, just go back to the arrow that you saw before that. And we got lost once. It was with me, my dad, and my uncle. When I was in college, I played baseball, and I played baseball in college, so very similar to Grant. He played in 2008 to 2012. I played from 2016 to 2019, and then went straight into chiropractic school. So I played at UC Davis. I majored in neurobiology, physiology, and behavior. Basically, was a pre-med major. So I was doing that and baseball. It was a Division I school out in the Big West Conference, so playing like Fullerton, Long Beach, Santa Barbara, Cal Poly. Got to play against some Pac-12 schools, but those schools were not in conference. We never made it out east to a SEC school, so no, I did not play the Razorbacks. The furthest east we ever played was Creighton in Omaha, Nebraska. So I did actually play at the stadium where the College World Series baseball finals are held, that TD Ameritrade. So that's really cool. That's a little claim to fame that I played there, even though we were not close to getting a berth. I did play against and knew guys on that 2018 Oregon State baseball team that beat the Razorbacks in the finals. So whenever I bring that up with Grant, that's a little bit of a sore spot for him because he really thought that was the year that the Hogs were actually going to win a national championship. And now we're 6 years removed, and they have not gotten there. So as I was saying, during school, during baseball, pretty much baseball was the only traveling that we did. And my parents did a really good job of incorporating exposure to the surrounding areas on trips. So as soon as I turned about 10 was our first big trip. We had a big tournament in LA. I started playing all over the country for tournaments, going down to Arizona multiple times a year, LA multiple times a year. When I was 12, I played in New York with a tournament of 104 teams, and we got fifth. When I was 14, we played in a few national championships out in Florida and got second in one of them. Played in Georgia, played in North Carolina multiple times. And then also in college, played summer ball up in Oregon, Washington, Canada, and Northern California by Humboldt. So pretty much year round he brought it up 2 weeks ago. So, oh no, Terry was at the Oregon State Razorback series. Yeah, so that lefty that hit the home run down the line after the ball was dropped, I played with that guy since I was 8. His name is Trevor Larnick. And I played with him since I was 8. He's on the Twins now. I saw the Twins play the White Sox literally like 3 weeks ago. And we were able to talk together. This is me and my 8-year-old teammate, Trevor Larnick. I played with him for about 10 years. And he was the guy that basically hit that home run against the Razorbacks in Game 2, that night game, that lefty that sent it to Game 3. So that was really awesome for me to see him. I haven't seen him since we graduated high school. And then there's another guy that I played with in, I think, like freshman, sophomore year, club team. And we played against each other in college, and he made it too and stuff. So got to watch him play, which was awesome for me. It's really cool talking with him because, I mean, like, we're kids. We're 8 to 18 talking about playing in the majors. And playing the wiffle ball games after practice or after games, playing basketball with each other, and to actually see him make it, and also to take the time to talk with me for however long. I mean, he was really grateful to see a familiar face because they're traveling every week. He has tons of kids and parents like just humming around him trying to get a ball signed, which can definitely be overwhelming. So for him, it was actually really nice to just see a familiar face and reconnect with someone. It was really cool for me that, I mean, the whole time there was kids around me trying to get a ball sign or a batting glove sign or a glove sign, whatever. And he just had laser focus with me and talked with me as long as he was able to, which was super awesome. So that was really cool. But as I talk about all this, what I'm getting in on is that my dad thought it would be cool to start doing like a guys trip. He calls it Boys Weekend Out. Around once a year, just get out, go on a trip, not baseball related. And a lot of them ended up being national park related and also photography related. So I took photography in high school. I had to take an art. We all had to take an art. So it could be like painting or drawing or ceramics. I chose photography just because I was like, well, my dad likes cameras. He's always taking baseball pictures. So I figured I might enjoy this too. And I loved it. And it's probably one of the best skills I've learned, lifelong skill of just knowing how to use a camera and understanding how to maximize the best out of it. I mean, it's like an Instant Pot or, I don't know, just a jack of all trades. This is way more than clicking auto. Like you can manipulate the camera settings a ton to get it to what you want, to where you don't even have to edit it. Like this one here, this is a sunset standing by the Golden Gate, and the sun's shining on the Golden Gate. And this is 3 pictures, 3 30-second long exposures merged together into one, to where this is not edited. But this is all lit up. You can see the water's all smooth, and you can see the city clear behind it. Even the Bay Bridge there. So if you take that Bay Bridge and keep going 30 miles, you're at my home where my parents live and stuff. So this is my favorite spot, and potentially in the world, is sitting right there. When I go home and visit, I go up to this spot maybe like once if I'm like Christmas break or something. I'll go there, and I will just take a lawn chair, throw it down right at that spot, and just sit for like 2 hours for sunset. I love sunsets. So I got this water bottle. It's orange, which is my favorite color. So sunsets. And I didn't realize it until this water bottle was about halfway filled up. But literally almost every sticker has a lake, a mountain, and a setting sun. Like I got this one here, sun setting. This one here, sun setting, little otter, little rock. Keep going, another sunset. Oh, look, weird. Tahoe, sunset, mountain, lake. This one, this is Hot Springs. This is my Hot Springs National Park sticker. What else you got here? I got my art sticker, just got that. A lot of orange, a lot of mountains, a lot of water. So I'm a big nature boy. So that's and one of the boys' weekend trip was arches. To gather this 13-minute long montage. This is literally my answer to Terry saying she has been to arches and me saying me too. And that took a while to get there. So thanks for sticking with me. That was kind of a sporadic rant, but covered a lot in there. I love sunsets. I don't think I have found a better Arkansas sunset spot than up top Pinnacle. I can see everything. So what I do for Pinnacle sunsets, if you don't do this, mix this into your weekly recipe, is start about 2 hours early, park on the west side, walk around the base trail. Takes about 30 minutes or so. It's like a mile and a half. So if you're walking a 20-minute mile, it's going to take about 30 minutes. And then go up east side. If you're feeling brave, if you're feeling froggy, go up east side. If not, I totally understand. It's not easy. And then find the rocks on the spine on the west side, looking out at the lake and Rattlesnake Ridge and going off towards the, I guess, west. and just lay on a rock for like an hour until the sun goes down. And then you go down and you're good in like 25 minutes. It is great. It's gorgeous. I call it lizarding, just marinating on a rock for extended periods of time and just watching the views. So I can pretty much just lay there flat and just watch the sun go down. And I got my camera and stuff, and I've gotten some really awesome sunset pictures from Pinnacle. I got a really good one. Actually, it's my new laptop screensaver because I have a new laptop because mine died last week out of the blue. And I'm going to find this sunset picture because it is fantastic. Let's see. I believe it is this one. Here's what we got for you guys. Here's the scene. It's kind of hard to tell, but the whole valley was just lit up. There you go. Now you can see it. So I really enjoy nature. I really enjoy views. Pinnacle is one of my favorites. I also really enjoy Petite Jean. That's how I pronounced it the first time I said I was going to go there to Cam and Grant. I was like, I'm going to go to Petite Jean. And they're like, where? And I'm like, this place. Like, it's petty. I'm like, no, it's not. It's petite. But the first time I went there was during winter, during the snow week, and the waterfall was frozen. So the waterfall flowing over was frozen. And it was 26 degrees out there, and I had the audacity at that time to go swim in it. So that was cool. Okay, so is it Mount? So Terry said try Mount Magazine or Wilhelmina State Park. One of the two, Mount Magazine, Mount Nebo. It's been consistent that someone says it's like the hike to the top is overrated or something. I don't know if it's Magazine or Nebo, but that seems to be consistent across the board. But if Terry's saying Mount Magazine, I got to try that. I've not heard of Wilhelmina State Park. I've not heard of that. So I'm going to have to check that out. This year, done Petite Jean 3 times, winter, spring, summer. So I'll hit it up in fall. I did Blanchard Caverns this year, which was really cool. Caves are sweet. I love cave vibes. And then also they had those springs just outside of it and went swimming in those. So that was really fun. Hot springs a few times on Lake Hamilton. Grant has a boat on the lake, and he actually goes there super common. Grant is very seasonal. So during summer, it's lake. Fall, fall, winter is a lot of deer hunting for him. And then spring is more like baseball, golf. But so he always invites us to tag along in his shenanigans. And I like going on the lake with him. I've never hunted before. I've never shot a gun. So that might drop some jaws. So I might need to change that this year. And I would love to sit up in a deer stand in complete silence in the morning and just have the sun come up and just watch deer walk around. So like that's stuff I enjoy, is like just kind of basking in whatever scene setting you're in and just marinating in the peace and quiet and silence and stuff. I'm not prone to enjoy solitude, or I am very prone towards enjoying solitude. I also enjoy hanging out with people. So I don't know if I'm like maybe an extroverted introvert, maybe, or an introverted extrovert. I don't know. I can do both. I enjoy both. Both fill my cup up. Both give me energy. It kind of just depends on what's been used a lot and what needs a little bit of stimulation and stuff. Queen Wilhelmina St. Park has a lodge. All right. I got to look that up. Thanks, Terry. That's sweet. So one of my favorite things to do during the week is go to a bridge. Ralph sees deer every day. We see deer often just driving, but I have never been in a hunting scenario or in that kind of environment. So I don't really know how I'd react to that. Just wasn't something my family, I guess you don't necessarily hunt a whole lot in California, but some people do. You have to be on specific land. But my parents never have owned a gun. I've never shot a gun. My grandpa was a highway patrol officer, so I've seen his guns. It's at his home, but never taken us shooting or anything. So there's that. But anyways, during the week, I really enjoy catching views or trying to do something I would do on the weekend during the week. Like last week, I was able to mix in pickleball on a Tuesday afternoon, which is great. Sometimes, every once in a while, I'll skip my networking meeting on a Thursday and go golf with Grant. So I really find value in doing something you can do on the weekend during the week. I think that creates a really good recipe for having a strong, productive week versus having the mindset of I just have to make it to the weekend and then I'll be okay. I'm not a big fan of that kind of mindset, because then it's like you're waiting for something that's 4 days away and you're kind of stuck in a pit of misery today. Do something today. Change it up today. And so, going up, I live very close to the clinic. So I live in West Little Rock. And driving to Pinnacle takes me about 15 minutes. And getting up west side takes me, if I don't have any weight on me, that I can get that done in probably close to sub 30 minutes. So if I'm like, I need to go, if it's a Tuesday and I'm like, I need to get outside, hitting Pinnacle is not out of the question for me. That's easy and I can get that done quick. And every time I go and do it, I tell myself I need to do this more often. I probably do it once every 2 weeks or so. Go up there. It's too easy, and it's one of the best views in Arkansas. Another really cool one that I plan on doing later this year is Devil's Den in Fayetteville. Incredible stars, man. Last year, we went to the Razorbacks home opener, and instead of me driving back down that night, I elected to sleep up there, and I car camped at Devil's Den. So I just crashed my car. I brought a blanket. I brought my bag of stuff. I have some food, cookware, hiking stuff. And so I literally I got to my camp. I just ordered a campsite and I only had my car and slept in my car, reclined my passenger seat back, crashed out in the car. I climbed up top of my car and laid on the hood of my car and just watched the stars and saw a shooting star. I'm pretty sure I was essentially looking at the Milky Way. It was incredible. That was an incredible scene. And then woke up that morning and did a Yellow Rock hike, which is really cool just because you pop up and you're just looking at the whole forest. That was awesome. That was still when it was green out. So I want to time it to where I'm there, peak red, yellows, when fall colors are popping off. I want to see that. I also want to see this year, I want to be able to see the Smoky Mountains in fall. So if anyone's been to the Smoky Mountains out in Tennessee and got some tips, nuggets for me, I want to knock that out. It's about an 8-hour drive. It's out by Knoxville, so University of Tennessee. And it's the closest national park besides Hot Springs and Gateway Arch in St. Louis, although I don't really count Gateway Arch. It's too man-made. There's too much cement around me. I need some vast mountain view or some really cool cave or something. Coolest national parks I've been to, Yosemite is up there. I think Yosemite is a creme de la lion. I might be biased because that's my California spot, and my dad and I will day trip that. It's about 3 to 4 hours, and every time we go, it's worth it. We'll go up. We'll leave around 6, get up there around 10:30 or so, and then we'll hit a couple of the views that we typically hit. We'll pick something that we haven't done in a while or don't normally do, and then cruise home when the sun sets. And how we finish our days, this is the cool part, how we finish our days, we'll set up lawn chairs in the middle of the valley looking at El Cap, which is this 3,000 sheer vertical granite face wall where a lot of the rock climbers will go. It's like the mecca for rock climbing. And my dad has a telescope. And so we'll be able to look through the telescope and watch the people climb. And whenever there's other people hanging around us taking pictures and stuff, they'll come up to us and be like, what are you looking at? And we're like, oh, there's rock climbers up there. They're like, can we see? And they're like, oh, yeah. And so it's an easy way to meet people because everyone wants to take a peek at the rock climbers. So that's fun. And I enjoy that. Since baseball has been over, photography has been a really awesome way for my dad and I to continue developing our bond and relationship together because he was into it way before I got into it or learned about it. And we really balance each other out. He's very into technology. He works for Apple. He's a Bluetooth manager for Apple, and he is really into the technology stuff. So he'll watch YouTube videos trying to figure out the nitty gritty of the camera tech. And I really don't care about that. I just want to see a good scene. So I'm really good with the eye. And also I learned that in school. So that was a big part of the class that I took. He's really good with the tech side. So we kind of have a nice little merge of knowledge and talent with the camera. And a lot of our trips now are like what we do during the day is kind of based off of when can we get a good pick in and see if it's a keeper. So I'm definitely fortunate to have been to some pretty cool places. A lot of that was spurred by my parents. Like when we were kids, the trips we did a lot of camping. California has like 7-8 national parks. So we hit up that a lot. We knocked out a lot of those before I ever went on a flight. Now I've been out of the country. So first time out of the country was Germany and Czech Republic when I was 9. My dad went there for the first time when he was 12. He was in band. I used to play the trumpet too. So I love music. Germany, Czech Republic, I was 9. And then next time I was in Europe was in 2021, went to Italy. And then 2022 went to London and Ireland. That's where I got this pick is the yikes. There we go. London Bridge. That was that Golden Hour 2. And so that's also 3 pictures immersion 1. That's how the water gets all soaked over like that, smoothed over. And then 2023 was Canada. And then this year we're back in Italy. So we try to do 1 international trip a year. My dad traveled a ton in his teenage years for band, which you might think is like, how the heck? But he was in all over Europe from the age of 12 to 16. So he really got exposed to traveling early on. That's a big passion for him. And he also traveled a lot for work, being in the tech industry early on, going to Germany often he would go to Stuttgart and Frankfurt a lot to help out with the Bluetooth, navigating phone Bluetooth with cars. And then going to China a lot for distribution of phones, not necessarily Apple, but he used to work on a phone called Palm, which was back like 2008 to 2010 maybe. Hungary, Taiwan, not to say Taiwan, like Bangkok, Thailand stuff. So he was traveling all over, and that's something that he has really provided for. We live a pretty minimal lifestyle at home itself. I never, when I asked for stuff, my dad would ask me, is it a want or a need? And I typically would basically like, it's a want, and then I wouldn't get the thing. But whenever I needed a new baseball glove, I was able to get it. If I needed a new bat, I was able to get it. But if I really wanted that Star Wars Lego, I'd have to wait till Christmas. So I'm very similar to that now. I really don't buy stuff for myself, although when I have to get something I do, like this new laptop I had to get because mine busted. But really, I much prefer free fun. I would prefer going hiking and sitting in a lawn chair looking over a view than going to a bar. I don't go to bars. I don't drink. I'm not big into crowds. I get a little bit claustrophobic with it. I enjoy sporting events. So baseball games, basketball games, football games, any kind of sporting event I enjoy. Enjoy exercising, enjoy hanging out with people, and just enjoy kicking back. And I enjoy hanging out with my family. So I got really close to my parents, my sisters, and also getting a doctorate in osteopathic medicine, so DO school. I have 3 of my 4 grandparents still, which is absolutely fantastic and not something that I take lightly. So I'll be seeing them in Labor Day weekend. I'm flying home, visiting them. Good with cousins. I mean, our whole family is very close and operates very cohesively. Like, I never had to go to different houses for holidays. We would have both sides. So if we're in the middle, we have my dad's side and like my aunt, so his sister, and then extended out, and also my mom's side and her parents and her brother, my uncle, and extended out. All would, boom, we would all be in the same place. So it was like I'm seeing both halves of either side, all in the same place, all get along together. Never had to go to different places for holidays growing up. Still don't. So that's really awesome for me. It's something that I want to create for whenever I get into. I'm not in a relationship right now. I moved out here like a year and a half ago, and just been kind of focusing on myself and clinic. And I mean, I had to start from scratch everything. When I moved here, I had a lawn chair, a fold-up Walmart table, and a cardboard box for my 17-inch monitor that I could stream my Apple TV through. So I didn't start with much, and an air mattress. I slept on the air mattress for about 3 weeks, and then I started getting furniture. So I'm able. Cam calls me a nomad. When there's no patients in the office, typically I have my shoes off. Yeah. And I enjoy health books. I enjoy self-development books. I like to read. I like reflection stuff. And I like deep throat conversations. I don't really like superficial combos. It doesn't really satisfy me. So that's a little bit about me. That's what I got. Hopefully you guys maybe got a little interest in that. I don't know. This is a little serious that we're doing. So next week, I'm pretty sure will be Cam talking about what he's like outside of the kayak. I mean, I think that's about it for me. Really, it's views, nature stuff, sports, playing or watching, and I also love Star Wars. I think Star Wars is sick. I think that's the coolest universe. If I could have a lightsaber and be able to use the Force, game over. I can do anything. I can do absolutely anything. I think I would have a green lightsaber. I think I'd go with a green lightsaber. So those are my big 3 things I enjoy. I mean, I enjoy other stuff besides Star Wars, but that's kind of the gist. And enjoy hanging with peeps, enjoy doing fun things, and I really enjoy quality time with others. So that is pretty much Chris in a nutshell. Pretty standard, I think. Pretty simple. So you guys got anything for me before I sign on off here? You guys got any questions or anything that kind of piqued your interest? Want to hear what I got to say? I do anticipate what Ralph is saying to be highly accurate. I do think the Smokies are going to be sick in fall, and I want to see that, and I want to photograph that. So hopefully I can. Land between the lakes on the way to the Smokies. Okay. Heck yeah. Terry's coming up with places for me to hit up. That I will take to the bank, and I will do that stuff. I am not apt or against to knocking out a 3 to 4 hour day trip just to go see someone for a few hours. I will do that without hesitation. So if you guys got nothing for me, I'll leave about a minute or so, maybe a little bit less. Thanks for tuning in. It's always fun seeing y'all. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. Obviously, you guys are tuning in, so hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you got out of it. Maybe you feel like you know me a little bit more. I know for me, I'm kind of talking to a screen a little bit, but also I'm hanging out with y'all. Y'all are taking your time to hang out with us and get to know us a little bit. And it's good for people to see us with our doctor clinical hats on and just to be human with us. And we do our best to be human with people that we interact with, whether it's our patients or people we see out and about, and really just try to connect with them and others. And that's a priority for us. So thank you guys. Have a fantastic Wednesday night. Nobody better than those who tune in tonight. Whatever you got going on, win it, connect with others, have some nice conversations, relationships, and have a fulfilling life. That's what we're here for. So until then, I don't know when you'll see my face next. We're kind of doing a little road toe right now. We're changing it up from how we did it back in the beginning of the year. Just keep on moving. Have a great week. Crush it. Go see some views. If you guys want to hike Pinnacle ever, let me know. Signing off.